Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin, and this is a custom video for D. All right, he writes, "Hi Austin, thank you for taking the time to review my humble collection. After a commonly experienced multi-year horology roller coaster, the theme has evolved into a dual and world time themed collection, and now this complication represents 70% of all pieces." All right, that's an interesting way to put it. Thinking about it, 75% of my Rolexes are GMT dual time watches as well. That kind of makes it sound like you have a huge collection. Like, are you talking about 100 pieces? As we'll see, he has 30 pieces, but we're just checking out his Wilsdorf pieces, as he puts it. I find these complications both romantic and mission critical as I operate across 3 continents, 7 countries, and roughly a dozen cities while based in the US. My permanent collection hovers around 30 watches and includes both vintage and modern manufacturers from a wide range of brands that found their way into my watch box. I would appreciate your thoughts on the current Wilsdorf 5 collection. It features 4 permanent pieces and a recently released two-toned GMT root beer that, in the post-beer virus world, did not have an opportunity to write its story and for now is used as the Miami weekend watch. Therefore, it has not been granted a permanent status at this time. All right, so his newest watch seems to be the ceramic two-tone GMT. He hadn't put miles on it. He hasn't officially inducted it into his collection of Wilsdorf pieces. As he puts it, he's sporting it, I guess, on the weekends, a Miami weekend watch. It's a pretty good watch for Miami, which I picture, they love their two-tone watches and gold and bling and jewelry and that kind of stuff, so that works. All but the Polar Explorer were acquired in brand new condition, either from an AD or a gray market dealer. Each piece was acquired for its aesthetics first and ultimately found its specific role within the Wilsdorf 5 over time. For instance, the 6-digit black GMT has traveled over 1,000,000 miles on my wrist, while the Polar Explorer and the Tudor GMT split their daily desk diving duties. The 39mm Explorer is a special watch that marked a wonderful moment in life, having no bezel, no date, no fourth hand, no polished links or colors. It is everything the others are not. A watch that inspires me to disconnect and focus on the here and now. No need for calculations, planning, timing, or bling. It has no work duties, no passport, and no way out of the permanent collection." A lot of people love that watch. I hinted that it was a boring watch in a past video, and I got a little bit of flack for that. The Explorer is very OP, and OP, in a way, put the entire Rolex name on the map. The oyster case, the perpetual, and of course the Explorer is a variation on that. And it is a time-only watch. Let me tell you, I'm wearing a watch packed with functions, and it can make it fun to use. There's a button to push. There's a couple buttons to push. There are other time zones to read, the date. There's a lot to do with it. So I can understand how people think that something like the OP or the Explorer is a boring watch, but that's part of the beauty of it as well, because it fits in any situation. It can be a dress watch. It just goes with the flow. Whatever situation you're in, it just matches it. Not this, right? You wouldn't wear this with a tuxedo, but you certainly could an Explorer. So I think I need to get one of those boring Rolexes. I think I need to try it. All right, where were we? Having said all that, I'm on a mission to tie up several loose ends and maybe attempt to complete the 5-digit trio. So again, he's got a 40mm Polar Explorer 2, and he's thinking of adding a 2-line sub and a GMT Master 2, a 16710. That's the pre-ceramic GMT Master 2, either a Pepsi or a Coke. Long-term organic acquisition of the sub and the GMT is a given. However, what if we explore another scenario, the root beer scenario? Okay, I think I might know what he's talking about. Just not doing what he's thinking of doing, just, as he puts it, staying the course and just adding those pieces organically, just one at a time with his own money. All right. Now, here is the root beer scenario. And before we get into the root beer scenario, he's got some beautiful PowerPoint slides he sent me. Let's just go through his collection really quickly. He's got a 116710. That's a ceramic black GMT Master 2. And I never used to like that watch, but I've started really respecting it. And in fact, I used to like the BLNR. Now I like this just as much. Give me some time and I'll probably start liking this more than the BLNR. Beautiful watch, discontinued, fantastic watch to have in the collection. And hey, link in the description to where I am, climbed the mountain today. And up there, I saw one of these watches, 116710, all black. Also, I saw a two-tone Datejust champagne dial on an old dude that was having a hard time. He wasn't dressed properly. I think he just... just video 作ってます。You wanna say hi? こんにちは。言いましょうか? Here, ちょっと聞いてください。Alright, so このビデオは Rolex について。Yeah, so この Rolex 時計一番綺麗は何だと思いますか？何が好きですか？
好みですよね。
これは全部ロレックス。
これでもメンズでしょ。
そうですね。Men's watches。
私どっちかというとカルチェ系とか。
カルチェ？
そう、カルティエが好きなんです。
だからこの5つの中。
この中で。
何か。
難しいな。実物見てみないと。
でも、just感じはどう？
パンってやったら今この中だったら写真だったらこれかな。
そうですか。Alright。
でもやっぱこれかな。でも私ゴールドが好きなんですよ。
そうですか。Okay。そうこれは
これかこれ。
Alright。But この白いダイヤルが好きね。
ただパッと見たらこれ写真写りね。
わかりました。
でもやっぱり見たらこれかな。
The two-tone GMT. So you like that because you like gold. She likes gold. She also the GMT all black, and her first choice was the Explorer 2. I think she just likes the picture there, but she likes gold. So final choice, kore? Okay, all right.
I like gold.
Yeah, okay. It's a beautiful watch. Thank you. ありがとうございました。
どういたしました。
はい、じゃあね。
お邪魔しました。
全然大丈夫。ありがとうございました。Okay, guys. All right. So talking Rolex watches. Where was I? Yes, the all black, beautiful watch. All right, well, as you can see, she really digs the GMT two-tone that he just got. Now, it's on the chopping block, okay? He's thinking of getting rid of that, as we'll see. He got the 39mm Explorer, the Explorer 2, 40mm. I wouldn't sell that. I think it's an awesome watch. He doesn't want to sell it. And then he's got his Tudor GMT, and that's, I guess, along with the Explorer 2, just sort of like a beater in a way. You know, he uses it for desk diving, so it's a beautiful collection. The Whale Store 5, I love that. I'm gonna have to borrow that. So, what is he thinking of doing? Well, here's the root beer scenario. All right, so again, this watch was acquired from an AD for 15,000 USD in 2020. So, what if we sell it to a gray market dealer for 16,000 USD. So I don't know if you can do that, D, but if you can, okay. Plus add 5,000 out of pocket and acquire two watches. A minty 16710 Pepsi or Coke, that's the pre-ceramic GMT Master 2, and a good condition 14060M sub. All right, so if he does that and he actually sells this two-tone ceramic GMT for 16,000, adds 5,000, that would be 21,000. So a good 14060M for about 8,000, that would leave him with 13,000. That would be enough for the pre-ceramic. So that would work, but of course it would mean sacrificing that GMT. You're not going to be able to pull women like that, right? Goodbye, all right? And that's Archie bait right there. I mean, so Archie would say, whoa. You don't want to get rid of the two-tone watch. Now, I gotta say that it's the only two-tone in your collection. For me, I'm not a two-tone guy, so I can see letting it go, but you might not want to, all right? Now, he's got some pros listed, okay? So he can complete the 5-digit trio in a single move, and that's the Sub GMT Explore 5-digit trio in just one move. You could, but are you gonna regret getting rid of that GMT? Okay, but I think that trio is very powerful trio. I mean, I have that trio, I love it. So B, this is another pro. Provide a mirage of a good deal by spending only 5K out of pocket while making 1K on the root beer exit. So yeah, you can sort of make these two pieces happen, and it won't seem like you lost money because you'll be able to do it for kind of quote 5,000, right? Okay, you're right, it is a mirage, it's an illusion. You're kind of spending the same money either way. C, spend 13K and 8K in 2020 versus waiting and paying 15K and 10K for the same, yet at that point older watches. So what he's talking about is he's assuming these watches are going to go up, the pre-ceramic GMT and the pre-ceramic 14060M sub, and you know, hey, we're all waiting for things to crash and the bubble to pop. I don't think it's popping anytime soon. These pieces keep going higher. I keep becoming more and more surprised because every time I think they hit a ceiling, they just don't. I think it's gonna happen sometime, I don't know, but maybe not, maybe not. You know, you can't get modern pieces. That's driving a lot of people to the pre-ceramic market. Pre-ceramics are really collectible. They're kind of money in the bank. They're never gonna tank, okay? But the question, are they gonna keep going up? And I've got to agree with his prediction that they will. And so if he wants to pull the trigger, sooner the better. And that goes for everybody. And I hate that because I would like to casually collect, but whatever you're thinking of getting now in the 5-digit range or, you know, the 4-digit range, whatever you wait on is just gonna make it more expensive in the future. And I don't dislike that because I'd like to casually, you know, add pieces and I hate this sort of panic. And I've been panicking for, you know, the last 4 years. I gotta get it now. And look, I'm glad I got the pieces I did, and I kind of wish I got more. But yeah, this is a good point because if he acts now, he can kind of save money. I think these pieces will go up, but you know, will the pre-ceramic subs go for 10K and will the GMTs go for 15K in the future? I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, in fact, I would kind of bet on it. So, all right, that's a good point. And then D, wrap up 2020 with some horological moves. Okay, I guess that's as we say in Japan, oyaji gag. Oyaji is like a grandpa joke. Okay, a horological move. It is kind of logical, but yeah, okay. Now, here's some cons of doing this. The root beer most likely will not be the top choice next time I'm burning 5K at the AD. Okay, so meaning I guess you have it now and you probably won't ever get it again, and if it's gone, you probably won't get it. Well, I think it would be easy enough to add in the future if you're willing to pay a little bit more. Now, if this was a steel professional model, I would say you gotta be careful because once it's gone, you're gonna have to pay out the nose to get it or get lucky at the AD. B, all gold is too much, but was the two-tone rose gold GMT the one? Was this the perfect vacation watch? Yeah, well, you know, it's got the strength of the steel in there. It's got that bling for sure. It's definitely like a kind of a show-offy sort of, you know, that kind of watch. And it's certainly not all gold. Or he says, go home and go to sleep, as in, don't do this, and just, as he puts it, stay the course. Okay, so he's looking to get a 16710 from either sometime between 2000 and 2007. That would be around 13,000 USD. So he's looking for, well, I would say a late A or P serial or later. So I get the gist that he wants the Swiss-made dial, or I would consider a Swiss dial, because I think Swiss dials could be collectible in the future. They're not going for more now, but I would love to have just a Swiss-only dial. I would do that. That would be a U serial or an early A. I would do that. You're going to get the no-holes case. No, I'm sorry. You're going to get the holes case with that, and you're going to get the hollow inlay bracelets, which, again, it's not that big of a deal. It's worth it to get that Swiss-only dial. I kind of want to check that box off. I don't think I ever will, but anyway, I seem to see here that he wants, Swiss-made dial, holes or no holes, because if he goes for the later post-2003 ones, they're going to have no holes, and I think he wants the solid and link bracelet. All right, so, okay, right on. And then he says here, a 1460M from 2002 to 2012. Okay, now he mentioned that he wants a 2-line 1460M. Now, they started making the 1460Ms in 1999, okay? They sort of tweaked the 14060, which was made from 90 to 99, and they put in in the newer version, the 14060M, the 3130 movement, whereas the previous had the 3000 movement. And so the difference was the newer version had a brigade overcoil, had a bigger bigger balance, and it had a balance bridge instead of a balance cock. And again, that was 1999. Now, at first they didn't COSC standardize them. They started doing that in 2007. So what you want, D, is you want a 1999 to 2006, 2007. After 2007, they started doing the COSC standardizing, and so you get that on the dial. And those are not the ones I would go for. I would definitely go for the 2-line subs, because it's a minimalist watch. And so you want that minimalist dial, and it's beautiful. And so that's what I would go for. I wouldn't say I would avoid the 4-line 1460Ms. It's just, there's a beauty to those 2 lines, and so that's what I think I would do. Also, I would consider a 14060 straight Swiss-only dial, all right? And, I wouldn't recommend anybody going tritium without knowing what they're getting into, but that's kind of a nice thing, the way those watches age. They come with their own set of, how to care for them, and you want to avoid RSC and stuff. But yeah, I think this works. Now, what would I do? Would I just stay the course, save your money, add these pieces? It depends on this two-tone GMT, and it's the piece in your collection that I like the least. Okay, it doesn't really speak to me. It's a little bit show-offy, but it's a beautiful piece. It's going to hold its value. You need to ask yourself: are you going to miss that piece? Are you going to regret it? Okay. I wouldn't. I would do it. Okay, personally speaking, I would do it, but you really can't go wrong by keeping this piece in the collection. All right, just make sure everything is safe, and you're putting them in the bank, and you're using a safe, because really the only drawback, aside from your capital not being liquid anymore, is these watches getting taken, because you're putting a lot of money in watches, and so that's the danger there. Now, if you do that, you're going to have the Wilsdorf 7, and that's beautiful. And personally speaking, what I do, too many watches for me, okay? So what I would do is I would sell the GMT, okay? Because I wouldn't miss it. I would much rather have a 1460M with 2 lines, and that would be great. That's what I would want, and I would much rather want what I think is the grail of grails for me, and that's the 16710. So I would do this in a second. So I would do it, but if you think you're gonna miss this piece, then I don't think you should, all right? Now, this is where the viewers come in and help us out. Am I missing something? I don't wanna say he should do it. I wanna say he should listen to his heart in regards of what it's saying about the GMT two-tone. And if he likes it, keep it, okay? But if you don't like it, you just bought it because it was there and you're sort of trying to find a place for it in Miami, you know, bars and nightclubs, and that's the best you can do with it. Yeah, I would get rid of it. But if you like it, keep it, all right? It's, you know, it's not like your money, you're gonna continue having sort of your investment. I think this is a beautiful collection. And look, it is kind of nice to have that two-tone watch if that's what you like. A little bit of gold. Everything else is steel stunner. Let him know what he should do. Hey, Dee, thank you very much for the awesome pictures, PowerPoint presentation, and hopefully this will help you. Check out the comments in the comment section. And final thing, just because I feel like I'm kind of waffling on this. If you won't miss this watch, get rid of it. But if you like it at all, hold on to it, all right? But try to make these purchases kind of ASAP, right? Because I think you hit the nail on the head. If you wait until 2022, then I think you're gonna be paying more for the GMT Master 2 Pre-Ceramic and the 1460M. So, yeah. All right, hopefully that helps him out. And again, throw some comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.